answering your questions about retirement. It's Money Talk with Michael Eastham.
My spouse wants more growth, and I want more safety. How do we meet in the middle?
This is a common problem because oftentimes couples don't see risk the same, especially the closer you get to retirement. So a lot of times one of the most important things that you can do is to start with identifying shared goals before you argue over specific investments, and whether it's for growth or it's for income. Making sure that you understand your risk score is a critical foundation to answering this and addressing this particular issue. And what do I mean by that? The question about risk score has to do more with not are you a conservative, moderate, or an aggressive investor, but how much of a drawdown can you take in the stock market before it has a significant impact on you emotionally in retirement. Think about it this way. If I talk to you about an investment that had a zero downside risk, but an unlimited upside risk, you'd probably want to jump on that, right? Great opportunity. But what if I said, well, you have a 10% risk adjustment, meaning the market drops by 10%, you could lose 10%, but no more. But you have unlimited upside potential. Most people would be okay with that. When you get down even further, 20% or 30% or even 50%, usually the hands go down. They don't want to see that kind of risk exposure. And so the amount of risk exposure or drawdown in the stock market is what identifies your risk score. If it's 20%, well then 20% is your risk score, and so on. So make sure that you understand your risk score before you start to determine how much growth or how much conservative investments you want to have in your portfolio. Maybe meeting in the middle is a good solution, or maybe separating the investments for him and for her is a better way to go so that you can manage your own risk score independently. You want to separate money that's needed for income for money that's meant for long-term growth, right? So if you've got all of your income needs met through interest and dividends in one particular portfolio, and you still have discretionary assets left over, well then you can invest more for long-term, maybe taking a little bit more risk or being more aggressive with that portion of the investments. Very rarely is it a perfect mix, but you've got to make sure that you're in the same plane, essentially, because the plan needs to fit both people's comfort levels and not just one person's opinion. Ask this question: is it worth a little more risk to keep things peaceful in your household? I think that in most cases, it's not. You want to make sure that the risk level is adjusted to make sure that your retirement is the stress-free one that you worked for all your life. Hope this helps. If you have a question like this, then drop it below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Money Talk so that you don't miss a single episode.